Hello, family, friends, and anyone else who may have stumbled upon my YouTube page or website. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about meditation. So, a few months ago, I made a post basically offering to show anyone who is interested what I do when I meditate and sort of tell them what benefits meditation has for me. I was overwhelmed by responses and curiosity, most of which I never followed through with. So this video is meant to correct that. So basically I'm going to be talking about 3 different kinds of meditation today. The first being mindfulness, which in my opinion is the most simple form of meditation. So mindfulness really revolves around bringing your conscious awareness to the present moment. The most basic way to achieve this is to simply focus on your breath, concentrating on the inhalation, on the sensations associated with the inhalations and exhalations, and just sort of taking in your environment objectively. So to do this, really you can be sitting, standing, feet on the floor, legs crossed, half lotus or full lotus if you're flexible enough to sit in any of those poses. I am not, so I just have my legs crossed. And basically what you want to do is get comfortable, fixate your gaze on a point about 6-7 feet in front of you, and then just start to breathe, trying to empty your mind with your inhalations and exhalations. As thoughts arise, as they inevitably will, your goal is to categorize them objectively. Do not ascribe to them a value, either negative or positive. Do not think bad thought nor good thought. Simply think thought. Literally, as your thoughts arrive, just drown them out with either the word thinking or the word thought, and you have categorized them objectively without any sort of attachment to them. Always trying to recenter and focus on your breath and the sensations it produces within your body. After sitting in mindfulness for a while, I will generally experience a change in perspective in which it is very hard to describe, but it feels as though there's less separation between myself and the things in which I am observing, and in those moments I experience total non-thought. For me, it usually only lasts about 3 to 5 seconds tops. I'm not great at mindfulness. I'm more of a visualizer, which I'll get into in a little bit. But if you have meditated and practiced mindfulness, you probably know what I'm talking about when I explain this shift in perspective all of a sudden. If you are trying to practice mindfulness and pushing out your thoughts, categorizing your thoughts is not working for you, you still have all this chatter in your head, you can't seem to escape the anxiety or whatever it is that is propelling your thoughts forward, a solution to that is to practice a more directed form of mindfulness, in which you will bring your attention to the things around you by basically categorizing them within the context of your 5 senses. So I like to call it countdown mindfulness, and as you breathe, basically just bring your attention to 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can feel, 3 things that you can hear, and then 2 things you can smell, 1 thing you can taste, and just repeat that until you achieve the relaxation that you're looking for. As far as the benefits of mindfulness go, I would say that for me personally, the main benefits of mindfulness are really just like slowing myself down when I start to feel very anxious or depressed, just up here in my head, just really grounding myself in reality and sort of giving myself a break from the pressure of constant and chaotic thought. yeah. So, the second form of meditation I want to talk about is centered around energy directing. This is actually the first way that I ever learned how to meditate. When I first learned about it, I thought it was a little insane, a little woo-wee, but I tried it and I started doing it when I woke up every day and just noticed an overall improvement in my energy, my mood, a reduction again in anxiety, things like that. So how this one works, again, for this one you want to sit. It really doesn't matter what you do with your legs. You can have your feet planted on the floor, you can be sitting in a chair. What's important is that you sit tall and upright. Basically, what you do is you put both of your hands out like this, your left hand at your side facing down, palm down, your right hand at your side, palm up. And what you want to do, either eyes closed or eyes open, it doesn't really matter. I usually do eyes closed because, again, I love to visualize. But the important thing is that you focus on your hands and you try to imagine orbs of energy in each hand. The way that the person who taught me this exercise explains what you were supposed to visualize is basically your left hand with your palm down draws energy from the earth and all of its inhabitants. So basically everyone, everything that has ever existed on earth and the earth itself, and you want to draw that energy into a sort of orb. When I visualize, I picture the orb as green and blue, reminiscent of the colors of earth. And then in your right hand, you are supposed to draw energy from everything that is beyond the earth. So the rest of space, dimensions that transcend this one, if you believe in that sort of thing. So heaven, whatever, divine energy, just everything not rooted in earth. And I usually visualize this one as purple and like ultraviolet because those are the colors generally associated with divinity. So what you do is you will collect these energy into swirling orbs in your hands. Just try to imagine it to the best of your ability. A lot of people, myself included, will start to feel tingling and feel tangible balls of energy as they sit and practice. So after a while, and again with this, you want to focus on your breath work and try to drown out all thoughts that are unrelated to the energy that you are collecting. Once you feel like you have a good amount of energy, you combine the orbs in front of your stomach, raise them above your head, and then essentially guide the energy through your body, imagining it basically cleansing all negativity from you on the way down until your hands reach the earth, to which you can push out all the negative energy. You repeat this process 2 more times. The second time, you collect the energies, bring them above your head, but instead of using it to cleanse everything from your body, you will actually guide the energy into your core and keep it there for yourself. At this point, especially when I'm eyes closed, visualizing, I like to imagine my body just filling with light. The third time, you repeat the process. You bring the orb up, but this time when you bring it down, you bring it right back up and give it back. Be the light is how the person who taught me this exercise described it. Again, benefits of this one for me, mostly just energy and mood. So, the third kind of meditation that I'd like to get into here is visualization, which again is my favorite. It involves, like the previous two, closing your eyes, getting in tune with your breath, and then allowing your mind to present you with visions. I practice visualization for probably more than a year and a half, close to 2 years, before I ever really started to see concrete iconography or symbolism, or just like very, very clear images. So if you're closing your eyes doing this technique and not seeing anything, that is very normal. And the more you try to force visions, the less that they will appear. I would also say that at first, when you don't have very clear images, you might just get like flashes of light or like ribbons of light, or perhaps you'll hear like various frequencies, whatever. The key when those moments start to arise is to just try to observe them without describing them. The second you apply your thoughts to your visions, they will disappear, because what you are trying to visualize hypothetically transcends what you can experience with waking consciousness. So how I get into visionary states, I again close my eyes, just start focusing on my breath, and then I essentially visualize myself in whatever position I am seated in out here and here. So I will try to the best of my ability to see myself seated in this exact position, my arms in the same angles, my legs in the same angles. And after I can hold that vision in my head pretty well, that image, I will start to basically apply chakra points to the image. So I almost always start with my crown, and the goal is to basically get the chakras all spinning in the right direction. So your crown and your root chakra sit horizontally, basically sandwiching your body, and then the 5 in between sit vertically. Your crown chakra will spin this way, and I will start by just trying to visualize a violet disc spinning on the top of my head. And I will say, when you first start, don't worry about colors, just try to envision all the points as white discs, and it's a lot easier, and you'll still get just as far in the long run. I personally visualize colors because I enjoy it, but that is definitely not necessary, especially if you're someone who struggles with visualization in the first place. Anyways, I will start with my crown chakra and envisioning it rotating the correct direction. Once I can hold in my mind's eye the image of both myself and the rotating chakra point pretty well, then I'll move to the third eye, focus until it is spinning this way, and basically just move along each chakra point, repeating the process. As I move along, I will try to hold, to the best of my ability, the other chakra points in their motion. So for example, when I'm doing my throat chakra, I will also try to continue seeing my third eye spinning and my crown chakra spinning. So basically I'll move one at a time: throat, heart, solar plexus, sacral, root, and the root will again be flat. So all of these will spin the same direction, but the root will spin opposite the crown. So your crown spins this way, your root spins this way. Once I can see all 7 chakra points spinning in the right direction and holding them in my mind, that is usually the point in which I relinquish control of the visions. So for me, what that feels like, what it looks like inside of my head is, once I see all the chakra points and they're all spinning, it's usually as if 2 lights come down, one from above through my crown, one from below through my root, usually meeting in my heart center. And once that happens, usually the image of my body and the chakra points will just dissipate into a field of light from which different images and symbols have the opportunity to arise. I will say that if you watch this video and decide to try visualization, and you are expecting something to happen when you can see the chakra spinning, odds are that it, again, won't. So I would say try to visualize the chakra spinning without any expectation of what actually will happen once you can hold them on your mind. And at that point, just relinquish control and try to remain in a state of non-thought, or at least non-categorical thought, for as long as you can. Let images arise and disappear without trying to name them, and yeah, basically just let your imagination take over at that point. Benefits of visualization for me, really same as mindfulness and energy work. I feel more energized after I visualize. I feel calmer, in a better mood. I feel slightly intoxicated sometimes, which is a nice substitute for substances, which is really awesome for me. And then also, just being who I am, it is the things that I can see while visualizing are very useful when constructing art, which for me is both literary and visual. Really just, I get a lot of ideas, I see a lot of crazy things when I'm able to visualize, and am able to, in turn, try to the best of my ability to replicate those things for everyone else in an aesthetically pleasing way. So I think that's about it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I thank you for watching, and I hope that should you choose to try any of the meditation techniques I just laid out before you, that you will feel compelled to get a hold of me and let me know how it goes. Along those lines, if you start meditating and have any questions, want to talk to me about it more, I can't promise that I will have the time to meet up with you in person, but I'm always happy to take a phone call, reply to some direct messages, just whatever's clever. So yeah, thanks for watching.